This is the SAU Report, a program featuring interviews with the faculty, staff, students, and alumni of Southern Arkansas University in Magnolia.
Welcome to the SAU Report. I'm Braden, Harman.
And I'm Grissom.
We have a special guest with us today here in the SAU broadcast studio. His name is Sergeant Wages, and he is the Recruiting Retention NCO representing Magnolia's National Guard Armory. Welcome to the show, Sergeant Wages.
I was glad to be here. Thank you, guys.
Right.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a National Guard recruiter. I'm the Recruiting and Retention NCO at Delta Company here at Magnolia. We're the 3rd Battalion, 153rd Infantry Regiment.
Okay. When and why did you join the military?
I joined in January 21st of 1990, and I went part-time because the Guard is a part-time organization, and it helped me pay for college.
What is your job, and do you like your job?
Well, I love my job. I get to be on y'all's show today. But every day I go out and I find young men and women that's willing to join the service, find out if they're qualified, find out their needs. A lot of young people out there need education, and we help fund that education.
Where are you located, and where's the Armory located?
Well, my office is at the National Guard Armory right across from SAU on SAU campus.
How long have you been with your unit, and how much longer do you think you'll be with them?
Well, as the 2nd of this month, I've been with them a year and 2 months, and I've got a 3-year obligation. After that 3 years, I can renew my contract and stay 3 more.
Do you think you will renew your contract, or?
I hope so. Everything's looking good. Recruiting is good. The unit is very strong, and I'm looking forward to moving on and making a life right here.
Okay. Why is the Armory on SAU's campus?
Well, back in 1977, we had another armory. It was located across the street where the police station is now, and we had a nationwide buildup of National Guard armories. And Magnolia was fortunate enough to get one of those armories, and we just sent it right across the street.
What is the nature of the relationship between SAU and Magnolia's National Guard Armory?
Well, we're not directly tied as far as entities. The SAU is a college. We are a branch of the service, state and federally funded. What we do is provide educational assistance to a lot of the SAU students.
Do you have to answer, does anyone from the Armory have to answer to anyone at SAU?
No, not unless it's college related. Say I wanted to go over and talk to a young man or a woman, maybe leave a brochure on the car. I would go through the college first to make sure I'm complying with their rules.
Okay.
Is there a possibility of another ROTC program here at SAU?
No, we had it taken away from us back in 90 or 91. I'm not really sure on why funds were a problem. We had ROTC programs scattered across the state. Now we only have 4. We have one in Pine Bluff at the UAPB, UALR, Arkansas State in Jonesboro, and the University of Arkansas at Fayetteville.
How did the abolishments of the SAU's ROTC program affect Magnolia's National Guard program, if it did?
Well, it takes away jobs, one thing. It takes away federal and state funds from both organizations. But what it hurt most was a simultaneous membership program we have, that where if a young person was in the ROTC plus in the Guard, they could be receiving sergeant pay, E5. But now without that program, that can't happen, and they can only start out as an E1, which is about a $50 to $60 cut on a weekend drill.
Are there any SAU students who are currently members of Magnolia's National Guard unit?
We have 20 to 25 students in between there that are currently going to college. We've had about 12 of them that got deployed here for a 6-month rotation in Saudi. They just got back and they're fixing to enroll in January.
Are there any high school students? And of the SAU students who were deployed, does that affect their grades at all?
No, the college will excuse them, of course. They'll miss 1 full semester. We didn't take them out in the middle of a semester. It's not going to affect their grades. They'll pick right up where they left off. And we do currently have a lot of high school students, especially here at Magnolia.
Does Does that go along with their jobs as well, if they have to pick up and leave?
Yes, and when you get called to active duty, say we had a riot control or something and the National Guard got called up by the state of Arkansas. Well, by law, you have to be excused from your job to participate. Now, this during Saudi Arabia was a unit deployment from Camden, and the guys here at Magnolia volunteered. And yes, they would have to be excused from their civilian occupation.
What are the qualifications you look for in new recruits?
Well, we have a lot of strict requirements. You got height and weight requirements, you have aptitude, ability, and the desire to want to be in.
Okay. What are some apprehensions that young adults have about joining the military?
They think all we're going to do is scream at you, and everybody's going to go to war, but that's not the case. When you go to basic training, which is boot camp, a drill sergeant is a highly motivated individual. He is well-trained, well-schooled to be a teacher. He's got to get your attention, guys, so that's all he's doing the first 2 weeks.
Okay. What are some of the incentives that you offer?
Well, currently, we have the highest bonus entitlements we ever had. Most jobs require a $5,000 enlistment bonus. Communications unit offer $8,000, and we give anywhere between a $9,036 scholarship up to $12,636.
Okay.
I've read reports lately that the military is having trouble keeping active duty personnel in after their time is up, and they've also had trouble getting new recruits. Has that problem affected you at all, or is that a problem?
Well, recruiting is a tough job. We're in a sales position, and you have the Navy and the Air Force, Marines, and the Army, everybody trying to sell their program. So I have to go out there and give the best sales, but my program speaks for itself. And more people want to go to college and get an education. And plus, not only do I recruit them, I retain them. If they have problems, it's my problem. So unlike some services, they put you in, they never see you. I got to look at you every day, guys.
Is the Army as popular as it once was? I know that lots of students used to depend on the military for scholarships. Now there's a lot of scholarships to be chosen. There's financial aid, loans. Has that affected military enrollment?
Well, the Army's doing the best it can now to keep recruits. What has happened, the job market is so popular is all these new jobs are coming about, unemployment is down, people don't have the need for the military. And with the deployment overseas, I'm sure this hurt recruiting some, but the Army's taken the necessary steps to correct everything, and I see a bright future down the road.
What's the advantage of a student, let's say, right out of high school, or as well going to a semester of college or a year of college, then deciding to go into the National Guard? What would be an advantage of that, and how could that help them out down the road?
Well, say we got a student here at SAU, he gets in the Guard, he's right across the street. It supports his hometown. If he has a problem, hey, in between classes, guys, he can walk right over there and do the VA work study program, fix any problem he's got. He doesn't have to go far from drill, so he's not got an expense to go to work at one weekend a month. And the college really works with this for the GI Bill payments, so it's a big advantage.
Could you explain to us what is the GI Bill?
The Montgomery GI Bill is our scholarship fund. It's we have two different GI Bills. We have a Montgomery GI Bill kicker and a Montgomery GI Bill. Now the kicker is an added incentive we've had this year, and it's an additional $3,600 for those that make 50 or better on the ASVAB.
If I were to join the National Guard, would I receive all my training here in Magnolia? Would I just have to walk over to the Armory and they just tell me everything I need to know?
No, it's not quite that easy. You're going to have to do some active duty training. Depending on the job skill that you go into, the average length of time is 4 months of training. You're going to be shipped either Fort Benning, Georgia, Jacksonville, South Carolina, or Fort Sill, Oklahoma. But once you get back, guys, 8 drills a month done right here at the unit. Other 4 drills we do in Camp Robinson in North Little Rock.
After basic training, do you come right back to Magnolia, or do you go to AIT? And could you explain what AIT is?
That's the Advanced Individual Training. That is the job you're going to do. If you're going to be a truck driver, you're going to learn to drive a truck. If you're going to be a medical specialist, you'll learn to be a medical specialist.
Okay. What is the difference between active duty Army, National Guard, and the Army Reserves.
Well, active duty, you're going to be doing it every day. You're Uncle Sam's finest. You may be deployed at any place, anytime, anywhere. National Guard, we're state. We're the Arkansas Army National Guard. So we can be called up by the governor of Arkansas to take care of tornadoes, thunderstorms, riot control, things of that nature. The Army Reserve is a federal. They can be called up by Uncle Sam. Now, we all can be called up by Uncle Sam, but the Arkansas National Guard, we're going to take care of home. That is our job, to take care of the state of Arkansas.
Okay, going back to the college student and advantages that they have, could you tell us a little bit about how it can help if you go to college and you have a certain amount of hours and then you join, if you have some kind of college experience, how can that help you with the military?
You take Braden here, for instance. He's got over 60 hours of college. He can come in as a private first class instead of a private. Now, for a weekend drill, that's about $30 more. For basic and AIT, that's about $200 more. So it's a big advantage in the pocketbook. He comes up on promotion for E4 a lot quicker, and it just puts him in a more leadership role.
What different jobs are available? If I wanted to be a doctor, could I join the military? Are there military doctors, or is there?
Well, sure. Take, for instance, I'm from Braden. Dr. Abbott, she's my family physician. She is a lieutenant colonel in the National Guard in the state of Arkansas, and she's our brigade surgeon. So we have just about every job you can ask for in civilian, we have in the military, whether you want to be construction and equipment operator, the medical field, communications, or aviation units.
Okay, what is an MOS, and what MOSs are available here in Magnolia?
MOS stands for Military Occupational Specialty. That is the job field. That is the job that you're going to do. Now, we have 11 hotel and 92 golf right here at Magnolia. Now, 92 golf is a cook. You can learn how to prepare gourmet meals. It's a very good job. It is a very long AIT. Then we have 11 hotel, which is anti-armor missile system. That is a tow missile system, so we chase the bad guys and kill the tanks.
Okay. I've heard rumors that the Magnolia's National Guard unit will be on duty patrolling the streets of Magnolia on New Year's Eve because of possible riots that may occur because of Y2K. Can you comment on this, or is this top secret?
No, it's not top secret, but no, I don't plan on being out on New Year's Eve unless it's with my friends. Right now we're scheduled to be there at 8 o'clock, January the 1st.
Do you foresee any incidents happening because of Y2K? Are you worried about that at all?
No, that's not bothering anybody in the Guard. We're going to be ready just in case, and that's why the whole state's going to be drilling on the 1st. Now, we do have a few units that's going to be drilling on the 31st, but as far as Magnolia and the local armories in El Dorado and Camden and Hope and Texarkana, no, we're not coming to the 1st, guys.
How many National Guard armories are there in Arkansas?
You know, that's a good question. I'm really not sure, but I would say in between 40 and 50 armories. Now, we have over 3,500 armories across the United States. We're twice the size of the Marine Corps.
What percentage of National Guard Army makes up the whole Army as a whole?
A reserve branch, and that's speaking of all reserve branches, we make up 51%.
Okay, I'm just going to touch back on the Y2K and what could possibly happen. If there was a riot to break out or looting, would y'all get in your tanks or trucks or Hummers and take care of it, or what would happen?
Well, that's it's not our decision. We have to have a call up, and then we'll have to react appropriately. And the unit is we're well equipped to handle that situation.
Okay.
What do you wish every Magnolia resident knew about their National Guard Armory?
How much money the National Guard actually brings to their community? Probably over $750,000 a year, and we support the local community. You know, everybody that's in our unit are from the surrounding area, so we're sitting here pulling money in, trying to give educational assistance. We're giving a paycheck once a weekend for those that may need it, and all the other good things we take part of in other programs around the city.
Do you think Magnolia residents know exactly how much that y'all do?
No, and that's probably the problem. A lot of people think we come over here and sit around, and that's not the case. We do some real good training. We do a lot of counseling, a lot of classroom work, navigation. PMCS on equipment. So we're well equipped, well prepared, and we do our job.
Do y'all ever address that in meetings, trying to pull Magnolia residents, pull their support? Is that a concern of y'all's?
Well, yeah, we take part in like the Blossom Festival, and we go out and show everybody our job. We take the equipment, and we have the guys out meeting people, talking to them, handing out brochures. So we try to educate the community on our program.
If there was one thing that you could tell anybody who had no idea about you and your unit here in Magnolia, what would it be?
You can with the Arkansas National Guard.
Okay.
Was there a certain person in your life that led you to join the military? Was there a movie? What inspired you to become a...
I would have to thank my boss, Master Sergeant Joe Finley. He's the man that recruited me. He was my recruiter. He's currently my boss. He come to me every now and then. He never put no pressure. He explained the program, and he really fulfilled the needs that I needed. And now I currently work for him and just enjoying it.
What age do you think you'll retire from the military?
46. I'm going home, guys.
46?
I'm going home.
What is there a significance to being 46 years
20
old?
years of service.
20 years of service.
Now, see, I come on board full time. I'm an active Guard reserve. That means I'm active duty in the Guard. And they take all my part-time and add it up to my full-time, which equaled about 2 years. And I'm 28 years old, so 18 more years at the age of 46, I'll have a full 20 years in for retirement.
Okay. I know that you told us that your National Guard unit is located on SAU's campus, but y'all are in no way affiliated with each other. Do you think that y'all have a good relationship, that y'all respect each other?
Well, sure. They have we have college night, career days, all kind of programs in the community are held at the Armory. So by far that we show support for our college, and they show support for us. They give us names of people that want to talk to us and let us come on campus. So yes, I'm very pleased with the relationship that we have.
Do you prefer recruiting at colleges like SAU, or do you prefer high schools? And is the attention you get back from the different level of students greater in either school?
With the college, a young person has their mind set on what they're looking for, so it's easier to appeal to them. As you can gather out the information needed to see what they're wanting to do. A high school student, he's got probably 20, 30 people recommending to do this, that, and the other, and then you have to go home and convince mom and dad. But with the college student, they know what their plans are and their goals are, and they can let you know straight up front what they want.
What is your everyday job like? Are you constantly on the run? Is it laid back? Is it stressful?
No, it's not laid back, guys. I mean, hey, it's a competitive world, so I do a lot of meeting with people every day, and I enjoy that. The stress sometimes is time frames. You know, if somebody wants to join, and I submit the paperwork, a certain time we have to be there to test, certain time they have to be there to get the physical, and I'm such a great distance from Little Rock, so I push on time sometimes.
Okay. Let's say that there was a young man or a woman that was interested in joining. What would be the steps that they would take?
It depends on what you mean by interested. A lot of people are interested, but it's making that first commitment. It's them saying, yes, Sergeant Wages, I want to join. Now, once that has happened, we have to gather up some documents. I will sit down and tell them about the jobs. We'll pick a job. I'll determine whether or not they're medically qualified, and from that point on, I'll schedule them for a test and a physical.
What is the average age of recruit that you bring into the military?
Well, now what I bring in is probably 17 to 18 years of age. I recruit a lot of high school students and a lot of freshmen in college. A lot of freshmen that have determined that they're not going to be able to go back next semester. They don't have the money, or maybe they're not ready for college life. But the average recruit is probably 19 or 20 as far as the state's concerned.
Okay, is there an age limit that, like if somebody's 28, they can't go to the...
If you've never been in the service before, one day less than your 36th birthday.
Really? 36 years old?
36 years old.
Wow.
And you got to be at least 17 and a junior in high school to be able to join.
Have any of your superior officers expressed any interest in starting or trying to start another ROTC program here? And if so, would you be willing to help out?
If that would happen, yes, I'd support it 100%. It'd make my job easier, It'd bring more money back to the community, more programs to my fellow Guard members, but it goes above and beyond my head and up to the National Guard Bureau. They're the ones that funds us. So if they say the funds are not available and we're going to use it as a cutback, and I guess they felt maybe they wasn't getting out of ROTC what they needed, but I don't know what the case is. But if one day it was to come back, yes, I sure would support it.
Approximately how many SAU students are in the National Guard Armory here in Magnolia, and what are their feelings? Are they disgruntled at all? Are they enjoying being in the military, and do they have time to do everything that they need to do to be successful in the Army?
We got about 25 students, and I haven't heard a lot of negativism, so I assume everything's going all right. The college students haven't been in my office having any complaints, haven't had any problems getting their money. So guys, I'm assuming everything's going smooth. And if they don't come to see me, then that's the case.
What are some disqualifications for new recruits? What's something that...
Someone that dropped out of high school.
Really? No dropouts?
No dropouts. You know, it's okay to have a GED. You can have a GED, home diploma, but someone that has no kind of certificate of education, that is one no-go that I can't work with. And those that maybe have been in trouble with the law. We have strict rules on law violations. So.
Okay, I know after you go through your basic training in AIT, you go 1 weekend a month and 2 weeks out of the year. If someone had a problem with a weekend, or do they have to go, or if your brother was getting married, or
that's the best thing about being in the community, guys. Had a young man by the name of Dale Nix. He had prom one weekend, called me up, can't make it, got prom. Hey Dale, we'll take care of it, and we'll let him make it up, or we'll just excuse him from drill. And that's what happened.
What are some events that y'all participate in Magnolia's area? I know you mentioned Magnolia Blossom Festival.
Yes, that is the big thing.
That's the big one.
That's the big thing. But we participate in so many with the law enforcement agency, with the college, with the high schools. We probably use our unit 5-6 times a month. People come have meetings over there. Maybe it's prom, maybe it's a reunion. So it gets used so much, guys, I don't even keep up with it no more. I can't. So.
If someone, is it open if someone wants to rent it?
Yes.
Building is, and could you tell us about that? And if it's...
Well, I'm sure there's some rules to renting it. Sergeant Ravenscraft is the training NCO over there, and he takes care of the renting of the armory. And there is a certain amount per day that is required for the facilities of electricity and water and things like that. But if it's a church organization, school organization, things of that nature, there's no problem. I'm sure they're not going to let you come over there and have one big party. So.
What are the differences between an active military Army and National Guard Army? Are you just as prepared as an active duty soldier, or are you not?
They have a bigger advantage. They do it every day. They live and breathe training and the military life. We don't. We do the best we can to get our quality training 1 weekend a month, 2 weeks in the summer. But from past experiences with the units that have been deployed overseas, our units have reacted well during training, have played a big part in the security forces overseas, so we're well pleased with the type of progress we got for just a small amount of time.
If someone watching this program was interested in joining the National Guard, how would they get in contact with you or someone affiliated with the National Guard?
Well, the best way to call the National Guard, if you don't have our number, is to dial the 1-800-GO-GUARD number. And they can associate with you with a local recruiter in your area.
And if they're in Magnolia, they should contact you?
Contact me at the National Guard Armory. Office number is 234-6952.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I'd like to thank everybody for watching this SAU report. I'm Jeff Grissom.
And I'm Braden Harman.
The SAU Report is a production of broadcast journalism students in the Department of Theater and Mass Communication at Southern Arkansas University in Magnolia.